In this review, I'll be taking a look at the Neca Ultimate Gremlins Gizmo figure. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Starting off with the packaging, Gizmo here comes in the standard 5-panel window box packaging found on most Ultimate figures. The front of the package has an image of Gizmo and his shadow casting an image of the gremlin stripe. This has been used numerous times over the years, for example on the DVD and the Blu-ray covers. Looking at the side, we get a Neca logo and the Gremlins logo. Turning around to the back, we are treated to several product shots of the figure, with his alternate faces and accessories. At the top there is a little read-up. Feel free to pause and read. This side is identical to the opposite side. Here is a look at the bottom, as well as the top. The front flap is connected via Velcro. Upon opening the flap up, we are greeted with an awesome look at the Combat Gizmo. And here we have the figure with all his accessories.
I just call him Gizmo. He seems to like it.
Now with the figure out of the package, let's take a closer look. Gizmo here looks as if he walked right out of the film. Neca always knocks it out of the park with the sculpting of their figures, and Gizmo here is no exception. As you will see in a bit, this Gizmo comes with several swappable faceplates, but this one is my personal favorite. I just love the smiling expression on this one. To note, this facial look is based on the first Gremlins movie. I say this because a couple swappable faces included with this figure are based on the look from the second film, which were different in appearance. The figure also captures Gizmo's large, beautiful eyes. The eyes can actually be posed looking in different directions, which I will show off in a bit. Gizmo wouldn't be Gizmo without his large mogwai ears. The ears are sculpted to look like Gizmo's ears from the first film. The only thing about that is when you have the second film faceplates on, the ears will still be from the first film, so you won't be able to make an accurate Gremlins 2 Gizmo. Looking at the body, they did such a great job sculpting the fur. It turned out fantastic in my opinion. The paintwork brings out the sculpting even more. The small 3-fingered hands have little sculpted and painted fingernails. The problem with the hands lie in that they are sculpted fully open. I wish this figure had gripping hands like the original release of Combat Gizmo. The open hands just make it a little more difficult to hold onto the accessories. Out of the package there is a rope around Gizmo's waist which can be pulled off. The rope is meant for the Combat Gizmo look. The toenails, like the fingernails, are also sculpted and painted. There are no peg holes on the bottoms of the feet. The tab on the back of the head is there to keep the eyes stuck in one pose. You must remove the tab to operate the eye moving feature. Here is a look at the back of the figure. The amazing sculpted fur and paint continue. Even the backs of the ears have veins sculpted. The trackball for the eye movement is a bit of an eyesore though. Let's go on and take a look at this feature. As much as I love this figure, and pretty much all the Neca mogwais that have been made, I must say that I'm not a fan of this feature. In theory it sounds like a good idea, but anyone who has owned a Gizmo or mogwai figure will tell you it doesn't work that well. While the feature itself does work, getting the eyes to sync together is very difficult to do. Looking over the rest of the articulation, the head is able to look up and down, as well as left and right. The ears are able to rotate and go forwards and backwards. The arms can move up and down. The forearms can rotate, and the hands can rotate as well. The legs can slightly kick forwards and backwards. Now let's start off by looking at the many accessories that come with this Ultimate figure, by taking a look at the swappable faces. To swap the faces, just pull the one on the head off. Here's a look at Gizmo without a face. Very frightening to look at, I must say. The faces have 2 pegs that plug into the 2 holes on the head. Just to line up and press in.
Oh, Gizmo, what's the matter?
Here we have the sad face Gizmo. The look, like the previous face, is from the first film. While this is my least favorite of the different faces, it still is nicely done and makes for a great display alongside the striped mogwai or one of the Gremlin figures. The third swappable face is a smiling Gremlins 2 Gizmo. This is yet again a fantastic looking face. It captures the look from the second film perfectly. The only downside comes with the ears. Like I mentioned before, the ears are based on the ears from the first film. The last face is the Combat Gizmo, or Rambo Gizmo as a lot of fans refer to it as. This is from the second film when Gizmo takes on the Spider Mohawk Gremlin. Like the previous face from Gremlins 2, this will not be an accurate Gremlins 2 Gizmo, once again due to the ears being from the first film. Ears aside though, this is still a great look for Gizmo and makes for an awesome display piece. Staying with the Combat Gizmo, the first accessory that goes with it is the paperclip bow. In Gremlins 2, Gizmo makes a bow using only a paperclip and a rubber band. The accessory is made of a soft gummy plastic, but the look is pretty spot on to how it looked in the film. Due to the gummy plastic used, it is a bit warped out of the package. The next Combat Gizmo accessory is the arrow, which in the film Gizmo made using a pencil and a pill bottle. I think the accessory turned out fantastic. Unlike the bow, the arrow was made of a harder plastic. The paint turned out great as it really does look like a tiny pencil. The only difference is the medicine bottle was solid white on the figure, while in the movie there was a label on the bottle. And here's Combat Gizmo fully equipped. I think he looks so cool dressed as Rambo, especially if you have the Spider Gremlin figure. This look is a must to pair with it. Another display option is tucking the arrow in his belt. I think either way looks good though. Now let's move on to the Santa Gizmo. Here we have the candy cane. It looks and is painted like a typical peppermint candy cane, with the alternating white and red paint scheme. Getting Gizmo to hold onto the accessories is a little difficult to do, but the candy cane can be held by sticking it in between the thumb and index finger. It is not a secure fit, but can be done. Next up is the trumpet. The sculpt is quite nice and looks like a real trumpet. The whole thing is painted gold. It is made of a somewhat gummy plastic, which will prevent breakage. Next is the Santa hat. I love the look of the hat. It is sculpted very nicely. Even though it's hard plastic, it has the appearance of fabric material. The sides of the hat have cutouts that fit snugly onto the head by placing the cutouts over the ears. Gizmo looks great wearing the hat, but the hat is also able to be worn on the Ultimate Gremlin figure as well. I always appreciate when you can mix and match accessories with other figures. And here is Santa Gizmo fully decked out in his Christmas attire. Now let's compare Gizmo to some other Neca Gremlin figures. First up is Stripe in Gremlin form, Mohawk in Mogwai form, and Mohawk in Gremlin form, and finally alongside Spider Mohawk. So that is my review of the Neca Ultimate Gizmo figure. While there are a few minor nitpicks I have, the positives far outweigh the negatives. The figure comes with a ton of accessories, and the swappable faceplates allow you to make any version of Gizmo you choose. I highly recommend this figure and is a must own for any Gremlins fan or fan of Gizmo. Once again, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as well as click on notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos. Hit that like button if you did enjoy this video, and follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Thanks for watching.